Could Adam Schiff be any more immoral than he already is?
We can make this the world's shortest podcast and say no.
And the show, thank you, like and subscribe. No, clearly Adam Schiff is one of the slimiest politicians out there. But because of what's going on with his current scandal, I thought it would be a great time to go and review some of the slimy things he's done in the past. Sound good, Jeremy?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds great. All right. Let's go back to 2019. Adam Schiff is in the House of Representatives. He's on the House Intelligence Committee, and he decided to read the transcript of this conversation between Donald Trump and President Zelensky. Are you ready to hear this one?
Absolutely. Let's hear it.
Shorn of its rambling character and in not so many words, this is the essence of what the president communicates. We've been very good to your country, very good. No other country has done as much as we have. But you know what? I don't see much reciprocity here. I hear what you want. I have a favor I want from you, though. And I'm going to say this only 7 times, so you better listen good. I want you to make up dirt on my political opponent, understand lots of it. On this and on that. I'm going to put you in touch with people, and not just any people. I'm going to put you in touch with Attorney General of the United States, my Attorney General, Bill Barr. He's got the whole weight of the American law enforcement behind him. And I'm going to put you in touch with Rudy. You're going to love him, trust me. You know what I'm asking, and so I'm only going to say this a few more times, in a few more ways. And by the way, don't call me again. I'll call you when you've done what I asked.
All right, notice he says the essence of, but he's clearly saying this is what was talked about. I mean, he's not presenting this as political theater, in my opinion.
Well, Schiff has always been good at dancing around a subject, letting people think what they want to think, especially if you don't understand the vernacular.
Oh, he's great at what we call weasel words. Yeah. Those words that really sound like you're saying something, but you're saying absolutely nothing.
Well, a couple different ways. I mean, let's face it, Schiff absolutely shouldn't be divulging anything that has to do with that. It's kind of shady, kind of slim. Can you refute any of that? No, because... Well,
they actually did. Ironically, I thought it was a couple days later. That was my memory, but I looked it up. That morning, the morning that falsehood speech was done by Adam Schiff, before Adam Schiff spoke, the Trump administration had released the transcript. It was not a verbatim transcript. It's what they call a manuscript. So they put together the basic thoughts. Yep. There were also tons of people on the phone call with them. And everyone said, no, that is not what was said. So Adam Schiff made this up whole cloth.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I think we've mentioned this in a previous podcast. Trump has said, I have been lucky enough to not be left alone for years, for decades. Everything I've done, every appointment I've had has all been documented by some independent person for decades. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, as the president of the United States, it's an exaggeration, but 1 billion people listening in. Everyone knows, no matter what you say, no matter where you say it, someone is listening. Again, Schiff is just a shill for the system.
Adam Schiff, I have to always be careful. I always mispronounce his name with the letter T. I'm not going to say what it actually comes out as. But Adam Schiff said, he was doing a parody. What of that sounded like a parody to you?
Well, and is that the proper place to be doing a parody?
Oh, in the Intelligence Committee, testifying against the president or speaking against? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing I always get really ticked off about. Don't get me wrong. If you're a Democrat, I'm okay with you. If you're a Republican, I'm okay with you. If you're a liberal, I'm okay with you. If you're a conservative, I'm okay with you. If you're a libertarian, I don't care, as long as we can have a conversation and we can find an answer.
So what you're saying is you're okay with me?
I am.
Okay.
And so is that the place to have that kind of quote unquote parody? No, absolutely not. You have the public's ear. It was said years ago when I was in high school, even by a very, very amazing man who was a doctor of theology. He said, when I stand up at this pulpit in the church, he said, I can't give you my opinion. I can only give you fact, or at least what theology considers fact. He said, because that's not fair for me to give you my opinion. And it's the same thing here. Schiff should only be giving us the facts. No congressman, no senator, nobody in government should be giving us anything but the facts.
Now, I guarantee you that someone, somewhere along the line, did do parody. And I guarantee you someone, somewhere along the line, was a Democrat and or a Republican and did parody when they shouldn't do it. So I don't think we're saying that it's never happened.
Oh, no. Yeah.
But what we are saying, it shouldn't
happen.
And when you're testifying against the president and you're trying to take him down, you should not be doing parody and making it sound like it's actual things that were said.
Absolutely. What was that? We're old. You and me are old enough to remember Dragnet. Just the facts, ma'am. That's all I want.
Now, clearly, though, that was really the only time Adam Schiff has ever lied or exaggerated or done anything immoral.
Yes, I'm sure.
So talking about the Trump-Russia collusion hoax and the Steele dossier, which even Steele himself said was not reliable. Well, let's get on to this. Adam Schiff has repeatedly said there is ample evidence out there that Donald Trump did engage in the Trump-Russia collusion.
Well, look, I've been very clear over the last year and a half, that there is ample evidence of collusion in plain sight. But look, you can see evidence in plain sight on the issue of collusion, pretty compelling evidence.
Do you have direct evidence of collusion with Russia?
Well, I think there is direct evidence. I think it's corrupt and evidence of collusion.
What's your evidence? You've been saying that on TV for years.
Well, I will tell you, and I've also been saying, as you know, that the evidence is in plain sight, not hidden anywhere. But as I've said all along, there's plenty of evidence of collusion and corrupt commingling. On the issue of collusion, the reality is that there is ample evidence of collusion in plain sight, and it has been for a very long time. And of course, as the weeks have gone on, that evidence has continued to mount.
I took one marketing class in college, just one, and it taught me so much about how they direct your thinking. Ample, plenty, abundance. That's my favorite one. Abundance of caution. I actually had a lawyer explain that to me once and told me it was complete BS and just covering your butt with paper. Every single one of those can't hold up in a court of law. No matter what you say after that moment, it doesn't matter. You can say anything you want after that. Anything you want, and it'll hold up in a court of law as your opinion. But where it holds up as gospel? On the news. And that's the problem I have with that. Schiff is so good at just throwing that one little word, those two little words right there, and it makes it sound like he's an authority when really it's just his opinion. And you can't hold him to the coals for anything he says from that point forward.
I don't think it's his opinion. I think he knows he is lying.
If he stood up in a court of law and said he knew he was lying, he'd be 5 years for every single one of those counts.
Oh, yeah.
So it's purely his opinion.
Oh, it's quote unquote his opinion, but deep down inside, I guarantee you, he knows he's lying. He would make Joseph Goebbels, Adolf Hitler's propaganda minister, blush. I mean, even Goebbels would be like, dang, Adam, you really nailed this. Good job. Can we hire you? Yeah, Adam Schiff is just absolutely immoral.
Mark Twain said, I never wanted to be part of an organization that would have me. When he said that, he was talking about the fact that they'd asked about him going into government. They're so corrupt. It's like, no, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be associated with that. I think with the system we have now, we almost have to play that game.
Okay.
I think with our forefathers, they thought we'd be better because we'd remember what it was like to be in a totalitarian government. They remembered what it'd be like to be in a monarchy where somebody gets to choose. And they thought we would never, ever, ever stoop to those levels ever again.
Well, democracy only works for a good and moral people. But
No. Democracy, just like religion, only works for one generation. After that generation, it's gone. That's the statement. It's religion is only good for one generation, because if the next generation doesn't believe in it,
I got you.
It's gone. It's gone. And that's the way democracy is. You know, I'm the lowly construction teacher. I know you're the history teacher. So I'm always at a disadvantage when we do these kind of things. But one of the things I do is I try and give my kids a broad understanding. And one of the things I teach them is that democracy is just mob rule. Whoever screams loudest, whoever gets everybody to flinch, that's who wins. And that's one reason why our forefathers didn't want a democracy. That's why we're a republic.
Yeah. Now, Adam Schiff had gone so far, he had gone so extreme, he was censured by the Congress.
You're right.
For this. He was the third House member in the 21st century to be censured. But now let's go on with his next immorality. And I'm not saying that there wasn't more.
The next.
This is just another one.
Yeah.
So it turns out that the California congressman and the California senator bought a house in Maryland. So you're allowed to have a second house, but you're only allowed to have one primary residence. And on the loan documents for the house in Maryland, he said that would be his primary residence. In the documents, he's supposed to live in that house for 12 months. That ends up giving him a better rate, gives him a better mortgage, lower payments. Okay, what do you think? Does this sound familiar, Jeremy?
Hold on.
Think hard.
Mortgage fraud? I think it's contract fraud, actually, when you think about it.
No.
I think, actually, hold on. Did they mail those documents?
I don't know.
I think that's a federal offense.
If you mail the documents, it's going through the U.S. mail. That's a
federal offense.
Federal offense. That's a felony.
It is.
So you can add that on top of mortgage fraud, bank fraud. Every month that he sent in a payment over the couple of decades he had that house without correcting it, isn't that a fraud of payment?
Wait a minute.
10 years is 240 counts of mortgage fraud.
Even better.
Better.
Didn't we hire a whole bunch of IRS agents to do audits?
87,000, but I think we got rid of them. I'm not 100% sure if those guys are gone. I think
if
they are now.
If we kept one extra.
One extra would be great.
We probably ought to have them look at that address.
You know, we could actually fire 2 more and just take a guy who's doing very little and move him on.
That's true, yeah.
Well, I could overlook it. Everybody makes mistakes on contracts.
Sure.
We're human. Okay. So Adam Schiff refinanced the house in 2009 and did the same thing. He indicated it was his primary residence. Okay, you could make a mistake twice. You can.
You're right. You absolutely could screw up twice. I've done it. I've done it myself.
Great. He did the same thing again in 2011.
Huh.
This is
saying... Now, wait a minute. Also, he's refinancing that many times?
Oh, no. He is not refinancing that many times. Because in 2013, 2 years later, he's refinancing again, claiming it's his primary residence.
Don't get me wrong. I get refinancing for refinancing's sake, but can't you just pay off the house? I mean, let's face it, you're taking all kinds of millions in kickbacks and pork bellies and all this stuff. Just pay off the damn house.
Yeah, but then you can't get away with mortgage fraud. Oh, wait, I just thought of something. What state did Adam Schiff represent in both the House of Representatives and the Senate? Take a guess.
Florida.
No, it's not Florida. You're kind of close, only about 3,000 miles off.
Wait a minute. Maine.
Oh, that is a great guess, but the wrong direction. Don't go east. You'll be in the Atlantic.
Hold on.
You can do this, Jeremy.
California.
Wait, hold on a second. Being that he has claimed he's a resident of Maryland, that's his primary residence, is that or is that not election fraud? And he should resign immediately from his position in the Senate while all this investigation's going on. Because that was kind of his attitude with Donald Trump. Trump should step aside for the good of the country. I almost said his last name incorrectly. Shouldn't Adam Schiff step down and let this whole thing play out?
Well, he's such, a fighter for the right cause, right? Let's overlook the whole voter fraud. Let's overlook the whole mortgage fraud. Let's overlook the whole fact that he lied to everybody. Let's overlook the fact that he He disclosed things that quote unquote weren't true and said they were. Let's overlook all of that. I'm sure
That's a lot to overlook.
I'm sure, all that was a misunderstanding and he's just the good choir boy on his way to church. I mean, come on. Shouldn't he get at least, a 10th chance, 20th chance? I can't imagine he's doing anything for his own personal gain. I mean, come on. Public servants are public servants, right? I mean, they don't do anything just for themselves, right? Right?
Well, let's just say Nancy Pelosi wishes she was Adam Schiff. She wishes she could get away with that kind of corruption and that kind of lying.
Don't get me started on Nancy Pelosi.
Hey, Jeremy, let me ask you this one last thing. If you think that Adam Schiff is as slimy as it gets, I think you need to go down to the bottom over here, to your left or your right, or wherever it is on the screen, and hit like and subscribe. What do you think?
You know what? I think if you think he's as slimy as it can get and we should get him out of there, you should hit like and subscribe and comment.
I think if you think it's so bad that Adam Schiff needs to resign, I think you need to like and subscribe.
No.
Let's see what you got. Come on.
I'm gonna reserve this for when I taught in the jails. You know what? I think if you think Adam Schiff needs to be the guy that we need to hand his partners some bars of soap and some socks, you need to like and subscribe.
I think that's a fantastic idea. And if you think we are totally wrong and that Adam Schiff is being misunderstood and it was just a mistake, tell us down in the comments. Tell us we're wrong.
You know what?
We're fine with that.
You know what? Tell us we're horrible people.
We are horrible people.
Let's face it. We are horrible people.
But you know what? At the end of the day, I can say one thing. No matter what wrong we've done in life, no matter what bad thing we've done or missteps we've made in life or regrets we've had, at least we're not Adam Schiff.
Absolutely true. Or Nancy Pelosi.